All right, my friends, gather round, because today we're peeling back the layers of something truly fascinating, something deeply human, yet so often unspoken. You know, we men, we often think we've got women all figured out. We picture romantic dates, soft kisses, flowers on the bed, and all those sweet, predictable gestures. But what if I told you that beneath that calm exterior, in the quiet corners of her mind, lies a world of desire far darker, more primal, and yes, sometimes even more dangerous than she'll ever whisper aloud. She won't write it in her diary, won't tell her girlfriends over wine, and certainly won't confess it to you, even if she trusts you with her deepest secrets. Why? Because it's risky. It makes her vulnerable. It's a side of her that society often deems unacceptable. But as a psychologist, a confidant, and frankly, just a curious observer of the human heart, I've had the privilege of hearing these secrets. And today I'm going to pull back the curtain on 7 hidden fantasies women will never confess out loud. This isn't about judgment. It's about understanding, connection, and ultimately making your love life hotter than ever. So, brace yourself, because once you truly grasp these desires, you'll never look at her the same way again. Before we dive into the juicy bits, let's talk about why these fantasies stay hidden. Think about it. From a young age, women are often conditioned to be strong, independent, and in control. They run companies, raise families, manage lives with meticulous precision. They tell you they don't need anyone, that they can handle themselves. And they can, believe me. But this constant state of being in charge is exhausting. Society, media, even family expectations often present an idealized image of the good woman, demure, polite, nurturing, and in the bedroom, often passively receptive. Anything that deviates from this can feel, well, naughty, even sick, in their own minds. There's a deep-seated fear of judgment, of being seen as weak, or worse, that you might use these vulnerabilities against them. This is why a safe, judgment-free zone, a sanctuary built on trust and genuine interest, is the ultimate key to unlocking these hidden treasures. It's a space where she can drop the mask, let her guard down, and explore parts of herself that she doesn't always let out. Now let's explore these fascinating inner landscapes. The allure of surrender, letting go when you're always in charge. This is probably one of the most potent and, dare I say, darkest fantasies, yet it's rooted in a profound human need. It's the grape fantasy, as some might playfully call it, or simply the desire for punishment for being a naughty little girl. Now let's be super clear here. This absolutely positively does not apply to women who have experienced any form of sexual assault or trauma. For them, this would be an alarming trigger, not a fantasy. This is for women who, in the deepest recesses of their trusting relationships, yearn to feel completely submissive in the bedroom. Think about her day-to-day life. She's likely a CEO, a supermom, a high achiever, or perhaps just the rock for her family and friends. She's constantly making decisions, organizing schedules, juggling responsibilities, always in her head. That kind of strength, that constant control, is incredibly demanding. So when she steps into the bedroom, particularly with a man she trusts implicitly, respects, and who embodies a grounded masculine certainty, there's a primal craving for the exact opposite. She wants to drop the act, to hand over the reins, to be guided, wanted, even consumed by a force she can't resist. This isn't about danger, it's about profound safety. A woman can only truly surrender to a man she trusts deeply, a man who knows what he's doing and won't flinch. When that trust is present, her entire body can give in. As some studies have shown, 65% of women actually want to be sexually dominated. It's the thrill of losing control, of being taken out of the endless loop of managing, of being swept into something primal that makes her forget herself. Physiologically, there's a fascinating element at play here. When pleasure is mixed with a controlled amount of pain, think a playful smack on the butt, a gentle tug of the hair, or using light apparatuses like a belt, always with clear consent and communication, folks. It can put the body into a mild fight-or-flight stress response. This releases endorphins and makes the pleasure nerves far more sensitive, igniting a greater sensation in that area. It's not about having sick minds, it's about feeling things more intensely. How to unlock this fantasy? Create that absolute judgment-free zone. Be direct, but never aggressive. Project calm authority, not hesitant begging. You might playfully suggest watching a movie like 50 Shades Together, not as a direct instruction manual, but as a segue, a way to open a conversation about exploring new dynamics. Say, "I'm curious what the fuss is about, or what you think of it. I'd like to try that on you." Pay attention to her body language, her subtle hints. When she feels safe enough to be vulnerable, that's when she might reveal this deep, intoxicating desire. 2. The deep dive into her own pleasure. No expectations, just pure sensation. Here's another one that often remains locked away, yet is profoundly desired. She fantasizes about a man using her sex toys on her, focusing 100% on her pleasure, with absolutely no expectation of anything in return for himself. Many women, especially those over 30 who are often more aggressive with their needs and comfortable with their own bodies, own sex toys. They know how to please themselves. Yet men often underutilize these tools or treat them as a supplement to the act, which can inadvertently add pressure on her to perform or climax. The reality for many women is the orgasm gap. They get in their head during sex, wondering, am I pleasing him? Is he happy? This nurturing, partner-focused mindset, while lovely, can actually prevent them from fully letting go and achieving their own climax. Societal messaging, which sometimes subtly, or not so subtly, suggests his pleasure is paramount, further exacerbates this. Her hidden desire is to simply receive pleasure. Imagine waking up and he reaches for her favorite toy, not his own needs, and devotes himself entirely to bringing her to climax. No pressure, no "now you owe me," just pure, unadulterated focus on her sensation. This shows a deep understanding and respect for her unique needs and body. It's about acknowledging that her sexual satisfaction isn't just a byproduct of his, it's a valuable, independent experience. How to unlock this fantasy? This requires an ego check, gentlemen. The next time you're intimate or even outside the bedroom, make it about her. Ask about her toys or suggest a sex toy shopping date, either in person or online. Make it playful, curious. Ask the staff plenty of questions. They're used to it. The key is to convey that this is for her benefit, to help her feel amazing. During the act, don't just focus on penetration. Watch her, listen to her. Ask, faster or slower, softer or harder. Pay attention to what she looks like when she's getting close and try to replicate those touches. This undivided attention, this genuine interest in her specific pleasure, can be incredibly arousing and liberating for her. The shared thrill, a threesome with her at the center of attention, the threesome fantasy, often imagined by men, but equally, if not more, so by women. However, the caveat here is everything. A woman's hidden desire for a threesome is almost always under the condition that all the attention and focus remain solely on her. Why is this so often a hidden desire? Because the biggest fear for many women contemplating a threesome is the exact opposite scenario: the other person, the other woman, taking over, or worse, her man enjoying the experience more with the other woman, leading to feelings of jealousy, insecurity, or even the devastating fear of losing him. Women are inherently nurturing and often possessive of their chosen partner. It's a natural instinct, a deep-seated biological drive to protect what's theirs. So, the idea of sharing him, especially in such an intimate way, is fraught with emotional peril. But when that fear is neutralized, when she feels completely secure and adored, the fantasy blossoms. It's not about him exploring other women. It's about her being the undeniable star of the show, the object of intense desire from two people, magnifying her desirability and power in a safe, controlled environment. It's an intoxicating validation of her appeal, a primal reaffirmation that she is utterly wanted. How to unlock this fantasy? This conversation needs to be handled with extreme care and sensitivity. Don't just blurt it out. You could start by asking her if she's ever thought about it, or perhaps suggest watching lesbian or threesome porn together, making it clear you're curious about her reaction, her turn-on. When discussing it, address her fears head-on. Reassure her, without a shadow of a doubt, that she would be the absolute focus. Establish clear boundaries, even in fantasy. Emphasize that this is about celebrating her and making her feel incredibly desired and special. The goal is to make her feel so safe and cherished that the inherent risk of jealousy is completely overshadowed by the thrill of being the undeniable center of attention. The naughty and the taboo, exploring the edges of desire. Forget everything you think you know about ladylike behavior. Many women harbor desires for wild stuff that pushes boundaries, from public or semi-public encounters to taboo roleplay, rougher physical interactions, and yes, even dirty talk. These aren't just fleeting thoughts, they're deep-seated yearnings for excitement, danger, and the liberation that comes from breaking free from expectations. Consider the thrill of public or semi-public sex, in a dressing room, an empty classroom, or even a car. It's the blend of fear and arousal, the exhilarating risk of being seen or caught, that makes the experience intensely forbidden and exciting. It's not about exhibitionism for everyone, but the potent cocktail of adrenaline and desire. Then there's taboo roleplay. Scenarios like teacher-student or boss-employee dynamics. These roles allow women to explore aspects of their sexuality that are normally repressed, touching on elements of authority, innocence, risk, and even a playful sense of danger. It's a safe space to delve into fantasies that society might otherwise deem inappropriate or wrong. And for some, it's about rougher, more aggressive physical encounters beyond simple submission, consensual spanking, hair pulling, or other forms of intense play. Again, this isn't about abuse. It's about blurring the lines between pleasure and pain in a controlled, consensual manner, which can heighten sensation and emotional release. Finally, dirty talk. While many women might blush at the thought, a significant number find it incredibly arousing. It's not just about sweet nothings. It's about the explicit, the raw, the unfiltered expression of desire that can awaken a naughty side often kept under wraps. It signals an intimacy and trust so profound that both partners feel safe enough to shed all inhibitions. Why are these hidden? Because these desires directly challenge the ingrained image of the good woman. To admit to wanting public sex or taboo role play can feel naughty, sick, or morally questionable, triggering immense fear of judgment. This fear is a powerful gatekeeper, keeping these fantasies locked away. How to unlock this fantasy? Open. Communication is paramount. One effective technique is creating sexual menus. Each partner writes down types of sex they're excited to try: green light, curious but nervous, yellow light, or off limits, red light. Then, you each pick one green and one yellow from the other's menu. This playful negotiation helps both of you explore boundaries and hidden desires without pressure. You can also start by simply engaging in dirty talk yourself, seeing if she responds, or suggesting you watch some wild stuff online together and gauge her reactions. By demonstrating that you are open, non-judgmental, and excited by her adventurous side, you create the safety needed for her to unveil these exhilarating desires. Taking the reins, the thrill of being the dominant one. Here's a twist that might surprise some. While many women fantasize about surrender, an equally powerful, though often hidden desire is to be the dominant one. To take charge in the bedroom, to initiate, guide, and create pleasure for her partner. Traditional gender roles often paint women as passive recipients in sexual encounters. Men are typically seen as the initiators, the drivers of the lovemaking car. This societal script can make women feel shy or inhibited about expressing their desire to lead, fearing it might be perceived as unfeminine, aggressive, or even undesirable to their male partners. They might worry that taking charge could diminish his sense of masculinity or make him feel less needed. However, the reality is far more complex and empowering. For many women, this fantasy is about exploring their own assertiveness, their creativity, and their power in a deeply intimate setting. It's a chance to challenge stereotypes, to experience a different kind of control, not the exhausting control of daily life, but the exhilarating control of orchestrating pleasure, both for herself and for him. It's an opportunity for her to express her own unique desires and preferences, to show him exactly what turns her on by actively demonstrating it. Some men, in fact, find bold, naughty women incredibly attractive for this very reason. How to unlock this fantasy? This requires you, as her partner, to be receptive and encouraging. Pay attention to her subtle cues. If she takes your hand and places it somewhere, if she shifts positions to be on top, if she initiates a kiss or a touch more assertively than usual. Rather than immediately taking over, let her lead. Verbally. Encourage her. I love it when you take charge, or show me what you want to do. Make it clear that her initiative is a turn-on for you. Create space for her to be the driver sometimes, allowing her to explore her own power and creativity without judgment. This not only validates her desires but can also add incredible excitement and novelty to your sexual dynamic, breaking free from predictable routines and empowering her to express a side of herself she might normally keep hidden. The spice of life, craving novelty and breaking the routine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Well, in the bedroom, sometimes not broke can quickly become boring. One of the most common yet unspoken desires for many women is the craving for novelty and breaking routine. They want to try new positions, new times, new places, and new techniques. Life gets busy, routines become ingrained, and sex can, unfortunately, start to feel like another chore on the checklist. Women often want sex more often and more romance, but if it feels chore-like, their desire wanes. They might assume their partner is content with the status quo, or they might fear suggesting new things could imply dissatisfaction with their partner's performance. The ingrained shyness, societal expectations about female passivity, and fear of seeming demanding often keep these yearnings locked away. I'd want sex more often if it wasn't so chore-like, one woman confessed. Seduce me, turn me on. This fantasy isn't about seeking more in a transactional sense. It's about keeping the spark alive, reigniting the thrill of discovery, and exploring new dimensions of intimacy. It's about adventure and shared excitement, ensuring the love life remains a vibrant, evolving landscape, not a predictable path. Whether it's trying crazy, wild positions just for the fun of it, or experimenting with rimming, the desire for the unknown can be a powerful turn-on. How to unlock this fantasy? Take the initiative to introduce novelty, or at least create a space where she feels comfortable suggesting it. You could try the sexual menus technique mentioned earlier, or simply ask, is there anything new you've been curious to try lately? Make it clear that you're eager for adventure with her. Beyond the bedroom, foreplay can last all day. Engage. In romantic and dirty talk throughout the day, drop subtle hints of desire. Set up regular date nights where you intentionally recreate the excitement and effort of your early dating days. Dress up, light candles, play music, and infuse the atmosphere with flirtation and curiosity. By actively seeking and celebrating new experiences together, you'll not only unlock this hidden desire, but also keep your connection fresh and exhilarating. 7. The undeniable need for validation and connection. Beyond the act itself, this might not seem like a sexual fantasy on the surface, but I assure you, it is the bedrock upon which all other intimate desires are built. This hidden yearning is for genuine validation and connection, to be praised for her beauty and efforts, to feel truly special, listened to, and respected in the relationship, and to have her partner express emotions, vulnerability, and offer sincere apologies when wrong. Why is this so deeply hidden, yet so fundamentally important? Because women often exist under immense internal and external pressure. They worry about causing worry to their parents, fear not being attractive enough for their husband, especially after childbirth or as they age, or constantly compare themselves to past partners. The beauty myth, societal objectification, and the pressure to always be on or perfect can erode self-esteem, making them hesitant to reveal any perceived weakness or unmet emotional need. Furthermore, societal norms can sometimes discourage men from expressing their emotions or admitting fault, inadvertently creating a barrier to the very connection women crave. When a woman doesn't feel truly seen, heard, and cherished for who she is beyond her physical appearance or her roles, she cannot feel safe enough to fully open up sexually. The absence of this emotional security acts as a shield, keeping her most primal, vulnerable, and naughty fantasies safely tucked away. The desire for a man to be gallant, to pay sincere attention to her day, to be decisive when she needs him, to not use sex as a punishment, to love her without possessing her, to not compare her to exes, and to show his own emotional vulnerabilities. These are not just nice-to-haves. They are the foundational building blocks of trust and intimacy. They are the prerequisite for her to drop her guard and share her deepest self. How to unlock this fantasy? This requires a conscious, consistent effort to nurture the emotional landscape of your relationship. Be sincere in your actions and words, demonstrating love and care through daily gestures. A hug when she's upset, holding her hand when crossing the street, genuinely asking about her day and listening to the answers. Remember important dates and milestones. Offer genuine compliments, especially when she's not done up. Create small, unexpected surprises that show you're thinking of her. In discussions, seek her input and respect her opinions. Be consistent in your affection, showing her that your love remains strong even after the initial chase. And crucially, be willing to express your own vulnerabilities, apologize when you're wrong, and let her see your softer side. This deep, unwavering emotional connection creates the safe harbor she needs to reveal every other hidden desire. Conclusion. Female mind, indeed, is a fascinating and intricate tapestry of strength, nurturing, and hidden passions. These 7 fantasies aren't weaknesses or demands. They are profound expressions of a woman's desire for connection, validation, and liberation within a safe, trusting, and judgment-free relationship. They are primal yearnings that often lie buried beneath layers of societal expectations and personal vulnerabilities. As partners, our role isn't to judge or to conquer, but to understand, to empathize, and to create an environment where she feels utterly safe to be her authentic, sometimes naughty, often complex, and always incredible self. By embracing open communication, showing genuine interest, and nurturing emotional safety, you won't just unlock her hidden desires. You'll forge a bond so deep and exhilarating that your connection will transcend the ordinary, making your love life richer, more passionate, and truly unforgettable. So, go forth, my friends, armed with this newfound insight, and discover the extraordinary woman who has been waiting in the shadows of her mind for you to truly see her.